Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Carrie Dillon, and we are joined by Addison Altizer from Gateway Mortgage Group. And we're going to demystify a couple of things about home buying here today, but let's talk about, especially this is really relevant in Beaufort County. Let's talk about renting versus owning. You have some strong sentiments on that.
Absolutely. You know, if you have the option to buy or the option to rent, 10 out of 10 times it makes more financial sense to buy. When you buy a house, you're gaining equity every month.
Right.
You can fix it up, you can paint the walls, you can upgrade the appliances, and you're going to be building equity. When you go to sell it in a couple of years, you're going to have a nice little chunk of change for a down payment on a new house or money to put in the savings.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, if it's possible to buy, you need to do it, because when you're renting, you're paying 1,000% interest rate. You know, every single month, all the money that you're spending on rent, you're never going to see again. It's really not helping you better
paying
your...
someone else's mortgage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I think renting, I'm reflecting on my time here, was kind of a new space for me here. And I wanted to know sort of where I wanted to be. So renting can kind of be effective for that. But when I bought, I didn't realize how much it had bothered me to not be able to do what I wanted to do in the space. Even the wall colors, it makes a big difference when you're owning.
Well, absolutely. And like you said, renting can be a good option. But on the same note, I hear so many times, now it's just not a good time. I'm just not ready. I need to wait a couple of years and see what I want to do. Well, why? You know, if you're going to buy a house, your mortgage is most likely going to be less than what you're paying
renting
for
here,
rent.
especially here.
And then in 2 years, if you decide you don't like it and you want to leave, you sell it, and you take some of that equity that you've been paying every month and you move on. Absolutely.
Now let's talk a little bit about the qualifications, because I think it can be kind of daunting for first-time home buyers. Do I qualify? Can I possibly get in? Is it out of the realm of possibilities for me? Talk about the qualifications a little bit.
Absolutely. And since you mentioned first-time home buyers, I'll start with them. There's so many different programs out there for first-time home buyers. There's programs with 0% down, conventional, FHA, and USDA. USDA is probably one of the more popular ones around here, because a USDA loan qualifies just about anywhere in Beaufort County except Hilton Head. Obviously out in Jasper County, Hampton County, all around here. But USDA loan, you get 100% financing. You can move into a house with no money down, and it's got a low rate as well.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of demystifying the old thought or the old belief system that you have to have 20% down,
Right. Well, that was just USDA. USDA, you need to have a 620 credit score or better. That's not that high.
That's not undoable.
Yeah, no, definitely
unattainable.
Not. For sure. Your government loans, VA, FHA. I got a VA approval last week with a 584 credit score. 100% financing on a VA loan at a 584 credit score. With an FHA loan, if you have 3.5% down, you can get into a house. Conventional loans, we have programs from 3% down, 5% down, 10% down, all the way up to 20% down, or whatever you want to put.
Yeah, it's doable. You just have to be knowledgeable, and that's why it's so great to have a company like yours, Gateway. And you mentioned veterans as well, so let's talk a little bit about, you guys have some great involvement with veterans.
We do, and we're very proud of that. They deserve every bit. Every single loan that Gateway closes, we give $5 to what's called Folds of Honor. Folds of Honor is a program where the fallen soldiers or disabled vets, it's a fund that goes to their families to help their children go to school, and we're really proud to do that.
Awesome.
We end up giving
a chunk.
about $80,000 a year. So we're really, really proud of that.
Fantastic.
Actually, when you say about veterans, last year in 2008, Gateway Mortgage was voted one of the top lenders for VA loans. So, and my branch in Bluffton, we're actually recognized as one of the top lenders for VA in Gateway. So
you're Bluffton based, and that's a really good feather in the cap to have. That's a great feather in the cap to have. You're part of the Jack Little team. Talk a little bit about the Jack Little team.
Yeah, I'm proud to be on the Jack Little team. Jack, of the Jack Little team, he started Gateway, this branch in Beaufort 6 years ago, just himself and a processor, averaging about $600,000 in closed loans a month. He brought me back. He brought me on board at the beginning of this year. And we're averaging, 6 years later, about $7 million a month.
That's wonderful.
So we've grown significantly.
Yeah.
And we now have a branch in Beaufort. We have a branch in Bluffton. We're moving out to Georgia, and we're looking for a place in Hilton Head to open a branch as well.
Well, clearly developing blazing trails and great track record there for you all. So, and you're very knowledgeable. So get in touch. Addison Altizer here with Gateway Mortgage Group, and it's so good to have you with us today.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here.
Good. We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.